It's time to tell it like it is. It's not bad memory, it shouldn't even be called Mandela Effect. Not the right description and makes the whole phenomenon looks less credible. Maybe it was proactively coined the Mandela Effect from the beginning. To make those who experience it look stupid, suspicious, funny and pathetic. We are in a parallel universe, on a parallel Earth. We moved, or more precisely, we were abducted into this dimension. Our consciousness was shifted to this reality, maybe even merged, maybe not all of us, but certainly many of us, and it is those who know and vividly remember global well-known facts differently, besides other discoveries of personal changes including the feeling that something was taken from us. Our Earth was on Sagittarius Arm on the outskirts of the Milky Way. This is Orion's spur, near galactic center. Earth didn't move, our bodies didn't move, but I believe our consciousness did. There are several things that are off here. This is not the same place. The clouds are different. The sky looks different, not as blue. Notice how strongly the sun shines like a blinding flash right into our eyes. The sun was more yellow than white. The sun is hotter here. The sun is in wrong color. The sun is brighter here. The sun is even in wrong size and shapes. In the old world I can clearly observe the shape of the sun being in perfect circle, round, but not here. The North Pole vanished and does not exist on Google Earth. In my memory it was a massive landmass covered in ice and was called Arctica. According to current history, Arctica was only a different ancient continent. Australia was way to the south with ocean all around it, apart from New Zealand to the northeast of it. It was the down under continent. New Zealand has moved from above Australia to below. South America moved 500 to 1,000 miles east, used to be much more in line with North America. Tiananmen Square man was run over by a tank. I saw the footage and so many did. Now he stopped the tank instead. North and South Korea moved from the bottom of China to above it, or 33 degrees. The human stomach is now under your left rib cage. The human skeleton now has 4 floating ribs in the back. Our hearts were more to the left, 2/3 of it to the left. Our left lung was smaller than the right to compensate for the room the heart took up. Our intestines are now a chaotic mishmash rather than the well-ordered ones we had. The kidneys were lower and not up in the rib cage. We had an open rib cage. All the ribs were free-floating. None were fused to each other or the sternum. Now the liver also expanded and grew a second lobe. The Great Pyramid Cheops was in the middle behind the Sphinx and was missing the capstone. It has a twin, Khafre, in the middle now. Next to it standing the same height, Cheops stands 139 meters and Khafre 136 meters. The smallest one, Menkaure, was more further away left than it stands today. Capital of Brazil, always been, Rio de Janeiro, now Brasilia. Capital of Israel, always been, Tel Aviv, now Jerusalem. Sinbad Genie movie vanished from existence. The global seed vault was in Greenland, not Svalbard. There was no country called Mongolia, apart from Inner Mongolia within China, which according to current reality's history, it sent troops to Iraq. It only existed during the days of Genghis Khan and was part of China. After the collapse of the Mongol Empire, the people here are more delusional, more religious, dumber and crazier. This world version could be designed this way to self-destruct. It's worse in every respect. Also, some people you thought you knew well have different memories and behavior now. This is why massive changes are happening and no one is noticing. It is the simulation theory. A simulation can be paused, changes made, then resumed. How can continents change location in an instant and no one notices? The reason why many remember the old way but some do not is the system running the simulation rewrites certain consciousness for the new reality. That is why people in the DA aren't freaking out now that it is no longer agency but administration. Or why Jim Nabors, Louis Anderson, and Brian Dennehy's families aren't freaking out like they've seen a ghost. They are tied to a change and therefore rewritten. People living in areas where the geography has changed have also been rewritten. A simulation would have pointers to these changes, so if you are tied to a change the system rewrites your memory. Not to mention that some of those who don't experience the Mandela effect have always been here, in this universe. Finally, a message to the Mandela affected people. People like you and me can see what other people do not see. We have something, I don't know what it is, but we have it. Our consciousness was abducted to a parallel universe. This is clearly a parallel Earth, and people who don't get it have always been here. But why us? I have thought that we are not supposed to see the Mandela effects, but something about us is not accepting the program. I guess we will see as we go forward. Stay strong and positive. Thanks for watching.